Hi, welcome to Boston. I'm Rob Halsey with Todd Isherwood from the City of Boston, and we're excited to have a conversation today about the relationship that Schneider Electric and Boston have had for some time. So Todd, with that, maybe we could start by a little context where you could tell me a little bit about your role and the mandate that you have for the City of Boston.
Thanks, Rob. Thank you for allowing me to speak today on the City of Boston and our partnership with Schneider Electric. My role at the City of Boston is the Energy Efficiency and Alternative Energy Project Manager. And I started working for the city about 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago, to come in and develop energy efficiency standards and protocols for the City of Boston, for its municipal assets.
A big part of your role is around the climate action plan. Could you say a little bit about that?
Sure. When I first started working for the city, the Environment and Energy Department issued its climate action plan. Was dated 2011. And that really was my guide to understand what direction the city wanted to move towards its greenhouse gas emissions reduction goals. And Mayor Menino, the current mayor at the time, set some pretty lofty goals. They wanted to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions 25% by the year 2020 and 80% by the year 2050.
Do you have like estimated targets that you're trying to hit roughly?
Well, right now, now that we have Resource Advisor from Schneider Electric's platform, we're beginning to develop our targets. Obviously, we would like to reduce our goals, as the mayor stated, 25% by the year 2020. But with the new tool that we have, we believe we'll have better visibility. We may be able to beat those targets. Right now, we're reducing our energy, I think maybe about 2 to 3% a year. We did a business case that said that if we were to start measuring our energy and put action to it, the return on investment was very attractive.
Now that you've worked with us for a little while, what the value that you found of Schneider Electric, like, where's the value been for you in terms of the relationship?
The platform that we ultimately procured from Schneider Electric, Resource Advisor, has helped us. The value is actually aggregating all of our energy accounts and our water accounts into one database that we can use for business analytics, that we can use for forecasting, and that we can use for measurement and verification.
If I look at one of the challenges that I think you and I have talked about is that you have to work with a lot of department heads that have conflicting mandates, 100 different, like everyone else, 100 things to do. And trying to make energy efficient real and relevant for those different department heads that have all those conflicting demands.
Right.
How have you done that, and how has Schneider Electric's product helped with that kind of challenge?
For us, it's all about education. It's educating our stakeholders internally how energy efficiency and energy management can help, as we sold it, make their lives easier. You know, understanding that if we integrate more energy efficient products, which are their boilers, HVAC system, lights, that last longer and that have advanced controls, that it allows us to leverage the resources that we have to do more things with less time. As I'd like to say, it allows our staff to work smarter and not necessarily harder.
How have you found the relationship with Schneider Electric, particularly in one area where if you look at a technology implementation, if you often do a top-down technology implementation, it's often not going to do well because you've got to have a lot of buy-in across different departments, you need services, et cetera. So the most successful technology implementations have technology with services. How has that relationship been with Schneider Electric?
When we were doing our business strategy for an enterprise energy management system, we created really a facilities committee, if you will, of different stakeholders across the city to prepare them that, you know, if we do go down this path of procuring ultimately, you know, the Resource Advisor, that they ultimately will be participating at various levels. And working with Schneider, we communicated that too as well, that it just wasn't going to be me and one other person. We were going to work with an entire team of people across many different departments, from facilities managers to budget analysts to the CIO and to the CFO to, you know, sort of executive people, to the energy managers and the environment group as well, because we also wanted to track our greenhouse gas emissions. And so with that, I think Schneider had its hands full on dealing with all these different user groups instead of just working with one particular person. And I think it went well.
Looking forward, I know Boston's just recently announced an exciting initiative, the Boston Renew Boston Trust Initiative. Could you say a little bit about that?
Renew Boston Trust is really about performance contracting. Right now, the City of Boston, the way we go out and we procure any type of construction has really been constructed under a traditional format, which is design, bid, build. which is bread and butter for us in procuring anything, including energy construction projects. But recently, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts introduced a new procurement law under the Green Communities Act, and it really revolves around design-build approach, which in the energy world is performance contracting. And the city wants to take an approach on this performance contracting, which is really taking the savings that we're mining out of energy efficient projects and using those savings to pay for the capital improvements. And we want to improve city buildings and facilities this way. It allows us to be able to use money that we wouldn't have to borrow against our general fund to be able to pay for energy improvements to the city projects.
So Todd, I wanted to thank you today for your time and your insight. This was
You're
a
welcome.
great conversation, and look forward to continued partnerships in the future.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you.